Hey guys, it's Jason Webb. This is the show that highlights local business leaders and the movers and shakers of Minnesota. Welcome to Minnesota Made. All right, guys, I'm sitting here with Mike McGrath over at MG McGrath, and we are located in Maplewood, Minnesota. But you guys work all over the place. I looked at your website, and the projects that you guys have done in the past, it's amazing. It doesn't look like a building to me. It looks like, I don't know, like we talked about earlier, like a work of art. And you guys are not run-of-the-mill at all. If somebody's got a difficult project to do, call Mike, I guess. And so, Mike, let's start with the beginning. Let's talk a little bit about how the company got started. I believe it was your dad that started it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
What year was that?
1985.
85. And did it start right here in Maplewood?
No, my dad started the company, mom and dad, more appropriately, started the company in 1985 with, next to nothing and probably mortgaged most of what they had at the time. And our first shop was over off of Selby Avenue in St. Paul. It's a small little building, a couple thousand square feet at most.
How did you get the idea?
So my grandfather, his dad, was a sheet metal worker. He was a union sheet metal worker.
So your dad was exposed to that through his dad?
Absolutely, yeah. So he, I think after high school and so on, he started working with his dad and, sort of learned the business. He started out at some roofing contractors as a roofing estimator and, just, I think, saw the opportunity to start his own business. And, I think he, much like I am, is motivated to do a little bit more and be more than... than maybe just what's set up for you, And I think he's got that entrepreneurial spirit just like I do, and I think he's certainly passed a lot of that on to me. Sometimes fortunately, sometimes probably unfortunately, but and I think he's a risk taker at heart, and I feel like I kind of got a lot of that same characteristic from him, or that trait, and it's really what motivated him, I think, to start the business, obviously. And he had certainly a vision for growth and for building a bigger business and a better business. I think more importantly, seeing what he could do and seeing how he could progress the industry. I think 35 years ago, architectural sheet metal wasn't much more than coping and, so top of wall parapet type of stuff and standing seam roofs. And there wasn't a lot of glitz and glamour to sheet metal 35 years ago.
Right, nothing like it is now.
No, it was definitely more just sort of a commodity type thing that was a necessity when you're completing a building. So as the industry's really advanced between materials and opportunities and just the way that metal's used, I think he was definitely on the leading edge of that. So, some of the first bigger projects that he started to take on and some locally and some nationally were really progressive buildings and, ideas and architecture and really unique uses of architectural metal and cladding. So one of the first couple really that I think started or really solidified the trajectory we were on was he successfully landed the Walker Art Museum in Minneapolis.
Yeah, that's a big one, huh?
So it's basically a crinkled cube of silver metal.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we also were awarded the Denver Art Museum, which was completely covered in about 300,000 square foot of titanium.
Wow.
Which was a really unique use of a totally different type of metal. I think the largest other application is the Guggenheim. Overseas. So just a really, progressive type scope of work, and I think that in itself, along with some other buildings that some people around the country have done, have really sort of lit this industry on fire a little bit and shown people more creative ways to use metal than they ever really thought of. So that, I think, my dad did such a great job of getting us there and had that vision, I think, to take that risk. Not many people would have the appetite for that sort of risk because it, frankly, hadn't been done before.
Yeah.
certainly not to that scale. So
What year was that Walker Art Center?
2003.
Okay. So, and he started the business back in '85?
Yeah.
So he was he doing kind of the typical, I don't know, run-of-the-mill type work in this industry up until that point, and then that one was kind of the flagship, it took him off? Or was he always kind of pursuing the more difficult, unique jobs out there?
Yeah, absolutely. It was always more progressive, unique
Okay.
things. And, you know, our business has sort of continually started to use different types of materials. So aluminum composites is one of the original ones, probably in the early 90s that started to become more widely used, and we were at the front of that. And, you know, that takes different equipment, obviously a higher cost entry and those sorts of things, and just a different skill set. So we were at the forefront of that. And
Right.
then as we started to get into some more unique uses of architectural metal, that also drove a need for more technology.
Okay.
It's very difficult to do some of that stuff without really a pretty robust technology platform.
Yeah.
So that, I think those couple fundamental things, as well as just the culture of, you know, the family that he created here, and, you know, so many long-time employees in the shop, in the field, and in our office that have been with us for so many years.
Yeah.
You know, it's always been about the people, and we treat them that way, and they're our family. You know, they're our work family for sure. And so I think those are the, you know, some of the major milestones or building blocks that he really instilled in me to take a little bit further from there.
Yeah, I know the people that work here are really important, and it's a big contributor to your success, it sounds like. I mean, it's right there on the wall. Great people, amazing results. It's all over the website. And we'll get to that here in a little bit, to what separates you from, I guess, other companies like yours in the industry. But do you personally remember those early stages of the company?
Absolutely, yeah. I remember when I was, you know, 6, 7 years old, on Saturdays going to the shop with my dad, and my grandfather was actually, at the time, he was working and helping a little bit in the shop.
Okay.
And, you know,
Cool.
I learned a lot of things from him as well. And yeah, those were some of my funnest days. And Saturday mornings, getting to go to the office with my dad and
Yeah.
get to touch and see the tools as a young kid, you know, running around, and just some of the equipment and the tools. And frankly, today my son's 11 years old, and he's just as excited about it as I was at that time. So it's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Think he's gonna follow Dad's
He
footsteps?
says he is. Who knows? Caution him a lot of days, but today that's what he would like to do. But
Yeah.
you know, it's just cool to see that excitement.
And you are now the president of the company,
That's correct.
all right? 6, 7-year-old little Mike running around the shop or coming to the office with Dad, now running the company. What was the progress going through the ranks, getting to the point where you are now? Not only, I guess, company related, but if there's any pivotal points in your life that solidified that maybe this is what you want to do for a living, or maybe you tried something else for a little while. Any war stories along the way that you want to share?
You know, I think, like you said, from 6 or 7 years old on, I really enjoyed the idea of this, and I think my brain is very analytical, and you know, I can approach things and see things maybe just in my head a little differently, and maybe how to make something, or how to solve a problem, how to come up with a solution for something.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think this business is full of challenges and solutions, and challenges and problems and issues, and it's, you know, really about how we proactively think about those things and get in front of them and anticipate them, and, you know, try to do something to impact the result or the outcome.
Right.
And so for me, you know, I graduated high school and started working full-time right away in the field, and started to run some work and out in the field as a superintendent, and started traveling around 2004, and did a long haul of travel for the company and for our family business, and moved into a bunch of different states, and ran some of the bigger work that we had, more progressive work at the time. So I'd say that's probably one of the more pivotal things. I mean, I got a ton of experience and firsthand knowledge of the construction process. And, you know, at that time, before we were really doing full facades that we routinely do today, that was very rare that we would do a full facade. We were kind of the person, the trade to come in at the end, and you know, so we weren't necessarily exposed to the entire big construction process like we are today. And now we're one of the earliest awarded contractors out of all the trades we're a really critical trade. We're involved in the planning the entire project now. So some of the sports facilities that we do, we've done 16 or 17 major sports facilities around the country now, and locally, we're just, we're a really important part of the total delivery of that project, the planning of the project. If we're doing the whole enclosure, we're the critical path of that project, and
Right.
really important to the success. So that experience out of town, being able to really see that, everything from the, the hole getting dug to
Yeah.
the last piece of whatever getting put inside, just gave me a different appreciation for construction and what it takes to plan and execute
Yeah.
at a high level.
Did you enjoy that time on the road, or was it?
Oh, I enjoyed most of it. I mean, when you travel, it's usually a lot of long hours, and
Yeah.
you're doing a lot more work than you would be if you weren't gone. I mean, that's kind of your life when you're on the road. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I'm glad I don't have to do it all the time anymore.
Right. Right.
But still travel a lot. Prior to COVID, I was still traveling almost 250,000 miles a year
Wow.
around the country to our different project sites, whether it's helping with the operation side of the business or helping with the sales side or
Okay.
everything in between.
And how long have you been in your current position as president of the company?
Since 2011, so about 10 years.
Wow, quite a while.
Yep.
You look so young. You must take good care of yourself.
Some days.
Good for you. All right. So, current day, what are some of the more some of your favorite projects that you've worked on or completed that you're most proud of that some of the listeners might recognize?
There's quite a few, but certainly the Denver Art Museum was one of the projects that will always be with me for a long time. I lived there for a couple of years doing that project, and
Wow. So one project might take a couple of years.
yeah.
Wow.
So that one sticks out to me. But the TCF Bank Stadium at the University of Minnesota was a fun one. The Walker Art Museum. We just finished the U.S. Olympic Museum in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, I
was
seen
a
that
real
one
fun
online.
one.
That was pretty impressive.
We did a project at Florida Polytech in Lakeland, Florida. That was one that was, again, probably 3 years in the making. It's there's kinetic parts that move.
The exterior of the building moves?
Yeah, there's a shade structure that actually opens and closes with the sun. A bunch of pergolas that.
Can I get one of those in my house?
Yeah, they're cheap.
Can't get that on ours.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a ton of them and everything in between. I think each one of them is pretty personal.
Yeah.
To not only me but the rest of our team, and we all get really invested in our work and in the projects that we're a part of. I mean, it's definitely a personal thing for us.
Nice. So you do both metalwork and glass are kind of the main materials that you work with, right?
Yep.
And is it mostly exterior, or do you do a lot of interior stuff too?
We do a lot of exterior. We've seen a demand for a lot more interior, different custom components. We have our own line of sort of standard patina finishes on different metal.
Okay.
Everything from brass, bronze, steel, copper, galvanized, aluminum, all sorts of different substrates that we can put it on, and we can make just about any sort of visual patterning, colors, hues, tones, textures. That's been a huge part of our business the last 5, 6, 7 years as we've really invested heavily into that side of the business. It's it's kind of a intersection of art and science.
Right.
Some of the ways we do that, and we're just seeing a lot of unique uses of that sort of application, whether it's a fireplace on a residential home or the inside of the U.S. Bank Stadium, Buffalo Wild Wings grill is all clad in custom patina metal that we did.
You guys are all over the place.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of days.
Now I know you do mostly commercial, but you did mention, I don't know if if you're able to talk a little bit at all, you did do a rather large residential place. I think it was in Florida.
It was in Palm Springs, California.
Palm Springs, California.
Yeah.
And what were the numbers on that? The size of the house? No,
The-
price of the house. The size of the house.
It's about $100 million house, and
Jeez.
50,000+ square feet. I was there for about a year, just doing our part of the work.
Is it Trump's house?
No, it's not Trump's house. But the house had 53 different copper roofs on it.
53
Yeah.
different copper roofs.
Yeah, and it had almost a linear mile of this gold titanium for fascia. So, and then a bunch of interior components, from their fireplaces to custom titanium floor we made underneath a walk-through shark tank.
What?
Yeah, their dining room tables, 23-foot long stainless steel table that we made, and just all sorts of really unique applications of the type of work that we do.
Did you get to work on that one?
Yeah, I was there for almost a year. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. I don't know. So, where's the company headed? What direction? I mean, you guys have grown from 1985, probably just a few employees, to, am I able to say how many employees?
Yeah, right around 350.
That's some growth, man. So, what's next? I mean, take over the world, or?
No, that's that. For us, we're really just focusing on getting better as a company all the time, more efficient. We really, tend to kick around our processes and procedures a lot, and are we doing things the best way? How could we enhance those things? How can we deliver, the same amount of work more efficiently, more safely, in a more quality manner? So it's really about betterment. We don't have a desire to really grow a lot from where we are today.
Or get into concrete or anything?
No, I think we're good
Alright.
in the lane that we're swimming in, and just trying to coach our people up, support them. It's nothing brings me more pleasure and pride in life than just seeing our people really excel and grow professionally and personally, and tackle the next challenge.
Is that why you think you guys grown so much and done so well over the years? Is because of the importance that you place on the people that work here, and making sure that their needs are met, or training, and you guys provide a super safe workplace and that type of thing? Is that what you contribute most of your success to?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's all about the culture that we've created and maintained. I think we just won the Star Tribune's top workplaces for our 10th year in a row, and
Nice.
on all awards we win every year, that's the one that certainly brings me the most pride. And I think our people, it's very rewarding to see that culture continue to get better. And to me, if we have that in place, there's not much that we can't do, because this business is absolutely filled with challenges, and like I said earlier to you, just a lot of long days and a lot of short nights at times. So when you're doing it together with the people you really care about, and everybody's really motivated and pulling the same direction, then there's not much that we can't do. And I think that's what gives me, in my role in the business, the confidence to go out there and, sell the next project and say we can, do the next project when it's very progressive, hasn't been done before, maybe not exactly, and I know that I've just got an amazing team of people behind me that are going to go execute it, because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not going to be me. I'm going to help out and assist and try to plan and put the right people in place and the right tools in place, but I can't do much of anything without all those men and women that are part of our team. So it's really about having the confidence to be able to go say, yep, we can do that. McGrath can do that, and know that I can come back to the office and we can sit down and put our heads together and solve just about any problem.
Right.
Or challenge.
Right. Well, besides being the man that lead 350 people, what do you do in the spare time? Just curious. What do you got? You like to golf, or you got hobbies that you like to do?
I do golf some, but I've got 3 kids, and
Oh, you do.
Yep, and I coach.
One's 11.
I got a 12-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 7-year-old.
You see, coach what?
Coach hockey.
Yeah,
with
me
son.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 boys that play for Buffalo.
Okay, yeah, we
Yeah.
coach. My son plays in Stillwater, and I coach. We play AAA hockey for Pro Hybrid, and
Okay.
So I help coach that and baseball, and my daughter's in dance and gymnastics and everything else. And
Busy
both of
with
them are,
sports?
Yeah.
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 Did you play hockey growing up?
Played hockey, baseball, all that stuff. Yeah, football.
Okay. I didn't play hockey, and I'm trying to coach it. My boys are young, so
Yeah.
it's just, I'm still hanging in there. They've already passed me as far as their abilities. So, yeah, they're 7 and 8, and I don't know, they look like they were born on their skates. It's crazy how good they are.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, they play AAA too. Their team is called Majors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see the kids excel and
yeah, they
do
learn
things
quick.
that,
Yeah.
they learn really quick today.
You still skate at all?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I have a second home that's, $100 million that I want to stick some money into, or I want to build an art museum,
Yep.
and
We're the people for
make it beautiful. What's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Certainly our website is just a general info
Okay.
request. There's our office numbers on there as well, and
Okay.
email office, give us a call.
All right, Mike. I appreciate your time. And again, it's Mike McGrath, and the business name is MG McGrath. Easy enough, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.